In more trouble for ICICI CEO Chanda Kochhar, the Income Tax Department is now investigating Chanda Kochhar's current residence acquired by husband in a complex transaction that's linked to Videocon Group. Now, their residence in CCI Chambers in Mumbai's Church Gate is also being investigated over its acquisition, with the IT sleuths probing series of financial transactions done from different entities in order to acquire this flat. The Income Tax Department says that the flat was brought under the Credential Finance Limited, a financial services firm that was set up by Deepak Kochhar and his brother Rajeev Kochhar in the mid-90s. In fact, the company filed for liquidation and was suspended from trading in 1996-97. But in 2001, 7 members of Kochhar's family, along with Videocon International, had stakes in the same firm. Let me go straight across now to India Today's Rajeev for more clarity on this breaking news. Rajeev, over to you. Just first of all, tell us what exactly is the Income Tax Department probing?
So, Avantika, the allegation has always been that there had been a quid pro quo and there had been a kind of money paid to Deepak Kochhar for the loans given to the Videocon group, and that is why Chanda Kochhar has had to step aside and let ICICI being run by another chief operating officer for the meantime. Now the new allegation is that even the residence that she stays in and has been staying in is also owned by or was owned by at some point in time Videocon International and Videocon Group companies, and that it had then been transferred to the Kochhar family at a rate lower than the market rates. Now, it's very interesting that the company that this is being talked about, and our investigation tells us that the company that seems to own this residence, Credential Finance, now there are multiple companies by the name of Credential Finance, Credential Holdings, and there are 2 companies by exactly the same name, Credential Finance. So there is a lot of obfuscation in this transaction. These transactions go back to 1985 to 1992. Some of these companies had been set up as a different company and have been renamed as Credential Finance. There is a lot of attempt to obfuscate the issue to, there have been cases where companies have been set up and closed. So there are, it will take a long time for investigation agencies to actually unearth all this. But the current allegation, it seems, is adding to an existing allegation that Videocon Group and Chanda Kochhar family,
but this company, Credential Finance, was started by Venugopal Dhuth, the Videocon promoter.
Between 2000 and 2014, yes. The Venugopal Dhuth family had a very substantial stake in Credential Finance.
Okay.
There are also enough evidence in record which shows that Videocon International has actually guaranteed loans that had been taken by Credential Finance. There are executives of Videocon International that have signed on behalf of Credential Finance. So there is a there's a relationship that exists, and that has been proven on record. And yet there are multiple companies that have been formed.
So what is illegal about this? That this flat that was reacquired by Deepak Kochhar at a market rate that was much lower than what it was?
Yes. So I mean, that is obviously how if we can use the word bribe, and allegations like that exist, because if you are acquiring a flat or a property at a rate lower than market rate from somebody with whom you have an existing relationship, then it raises question mark about the intent behind that deal.
True. Oh, okay, just stay with me. Viren Singh Gunawat is also with me. Viren, so just tell us a little bit more about the investigations. What is it that you're hearing from the IT department? How will they go how will they go forward? How will they see who all are part of Credential Finance? Will the directors and the shareholders of Credential Finance be also questioned?
Exactly, Avantika. Just to add on what Rajeev said, definitely the Income Tax Department have recorded a statement of major shareholders and the directors of certain companies, which are linked with the residents. That is one. And it will take some time. Rightly said by Rajeev that it's a very complex, it's a web of financial transaction. It will take a lot of time to spill the beans and get each and every transaction. But the most important aspect here is that in 2009, the Quality Appliance Private Limited, which is a nominated company by Videocon Industries, took over this flat from Credential Finance. And after 2010, the same flat was being reacquired by Deepak Kochhar at a lower price. But the very important aspect is that the directors of the company Quality Appliance was Vilas Salunke and Kavishwar Patil, holding 5,000 equity share each. And mind you, these were Videocon employees. But later on, as per the details by ROC documents, the Quality Appliance has changed the name, and now the new name is Quality Techno Advisory Private Limited, which is now being owned by Deepak Kochhar and is located in the same office